but
And these are firekeepers are also important figures in the
yes.
game. And again, with all this verticality, now we're going down from to below the Firelink Shrine to the New Londo ruins. And the game also, I just think, is beautiful. I really like the all the architecture and everything in it.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I think it's very cool.
And as we're down here in this enormous cavern, if you look onto the distance, we are eventually going to go into all of this area.
Yes, this is in fact a flooded city that
We're going to do all that.
Yes, we will explore.
And don't ask me why you build a city inside a cave.
Yeah, I don't know that idea.
I'm sure it was a good idea at the time.
Yes, and see, this, we use the master key to get through this door. Normally you cannot get through this door this early, but if you choose the master key, you can, and this actually allows you to go through several different areas of the game that you normally can't access by now.
Like effing Blighttown.
Like Blighttown, like we're right now in the Valley of Drakes. You can get into the back end of Darkroot Garden from here. Oh, who is this interesting customer?
There's also undead dragons apparently in this world.
There are in fact undead dragons.
Which raises even more interesting questions, but...
Indeed. Do I want the ring of... Do I want that ring?
No, get the cool shields and stuff.
Yeah, I know. God damn it.
Just dodge it. Roll.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, boss.
Roll like you've never rolled before.
And as you see, as we said, because we were in an area that we normally shouldn't be at by then, we got one-shotted.
And that's the thing too about the game is if you roll, you're immune to attacks because that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And sometimes I can roll to dodge that swipe, and sometimes I can't. This time.
And that area down we just passed is one of the fake horizons. We're never gonna go down to all that crazy stuff out in the distance.
I'm coming back down here so that I can at least show the idea is that when you die, you drop all of the souls that you're carrying, which souls are both experience points and money in this world.
They're thing.
Yeah, and you drop any humanity that you're carrying in the upper left-hand corner if you have any. And now we see that because I woke the dragon up, he stays awake.
You should just let that stuff go, man.
Should I?
Well, I mean, if you think you can get it, but I'm gonna laugh if you don't.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna let it go. But I was gonna show that when you die, you leave that little green blood stain, and if you touch it, you can
Maybe you
recollect
could get it if you just, as soon as that stuff goes away, maybe.
Alright, do you want me to try?
Just go for it. You've already died one. I mean,
I think I'm gonna die again. Oh.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
I failed to wait for it.
Well. Go!
Got it!
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to run back.
Or you could homeward bone.
I could. Oh lord, now he's spinning it toward me.
It's okay.
I got it,
run,
I did it.
Run.
I'm free!
See, it wasn't so bad.
No, we're okay.
That's actually also one of the things that makes the game so hard when you first play it is a lot of these bosses and creatures are really intimidating looking.
Yeah.
So when you first face them, like, you're really tense and afraid because it's like a giant black dragon thing.
Yeah, that's spitting poison.
Yeah, but then once you die a few times and you get the pattern right, it's easier and you calm down, but... Yeah, some of the stuff is just intimidating. The first time you fight Ornstein and Smog is just intimidating.
Yeah.
And all these little scantily clad zombie things are hollows, and they're ones who are crazy.
Yeah, they are undead that have sort of lost their sanity, and now are
This
sort of...
is Londo ruins, which we will come to at a later date.
Yeah, right now I'm just down here to grab a Firekeeper soul.
Oh god. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking bets on whether he'll die or not.
I have only ever died doing this. The other time we tried to record this.
Walk off the edge, walk off the edge.
Nope, I made it.
Damn it. I mean, not that I'm hoping for you to fail, but it's kind of funny if you do.
Yeah, it would be a good television.
Alright, so now we're going to get started with the real stuff.
Yeah, so now we're going to pop these souls. Souls and humanity in this game come in what is considered... look, there's another player. Come in what's called the hard and soft variety. Hard souls are these little tokens that you can then use to pop them and gain these souls in your encounter. And the same is with this hard humanity, which you can pop to gain 1 humanity in your humanity counter in the upper left.
And being human has some advantages, like being human and having humanities makes getting loot easier, but at the same time it opens you up to get attacked by other players.
Yeah, being, like, you can use humanity. See, I can pop one. And then I have one.
See, there's sort of one of the... Another theme of the game, too, is that humanity is sort of a burden.
Yeah.
In basically every possible way.
Yeah.
In fact, the Fire Keepers, who basically feed upon humanity to stoke the flames of the fire, are also hurt by all the humanity that they are custodians of, sort of.
Yeah, all of the Firekeepers that you encounter have something terribly wrong with them as a result of being a Firekeeper and having too much humanity infused in them.
Well, the Einar Londo one isn't that screwed up, is she?
She is covered with burns and scars. It says so in her armor.
Touche.
Yeah. And that's why she wears, like, the armor that covers her face so that you can't see how injured she is. I could probably wear that shield that we picked up. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going into the game proper.
And again, now we're moving upwards. Parry! Stab.
Yeah, but I didn't get a riposte. There we go.
And this is another, that flame from the top is, if you haven't played this game before, another, we're really not doing justice to the difficulty level of the game when you're first going through it, because you don't know, you know, you're fighting one skeleton and then flames drop on you from above you, things like that. I mean, it's very,
Yeah.
it's really set up to make life difficult for you.
Yeah, this game, the enemy placement in this game reminds me a lot of the very, very first Castlevania on the Nintendo Entertainment System, in that the developers, even though you have a freedom of movement of essentially how the order you want to tackle certain areas, most of the time there's only one direction that you go through those certain areas. And the developers, aware of the direction that you would go, chose enemy placement and enemy types specifically to make a challenge. And so the enemies are always positioned in just such a way in order to work with each other and to be the most frustrating. And so enemy position actually plays a big role in this game in assisting with the difficulty.
Right. Unfortunately, Deprav and I are old hands at this, so it's not really
Yeah, and this is
that
probably about
intimidating
my
anymore.
25th time playing the game.
And right now, the area we're going to go into now is the Undead Berg, which was built by undead, basically, who were migrating to Anor Londo in an attempt to do what you're doing, basically.
Yeah.
And it just built up over time. I mean, time is very undefined in this game. I mean, it's supposed to have been 1,000 years since the flame died out and Gwyn left to go try to light it. But at the same time, it just flows weirdly, so who knows how long it's actually been.
Yeah, I mean, and they even say at one point that time has become somewhat unstuck in this world, which is how heroes from different eras have come together. And then these
Deprava,
messages...
make it look harder.
These messages are sometimes written by other players and sometimes written by developers. Most of them outside of the Undead Asylums are written by other players. Do I need to make it look harder? Oh, I got hit. I got hit again. Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, I know that this is here, but if you had never been through this area before, you might not be aware that there's an ambush right here. And then you would be surrounded.
But of course, it's no problem. Someone please invade this man.
And then once again, we're seeing the verticality where I went through this one little area where I went down some stairs, and then I was just in that little alcove, and then went down some more, and then I've climbed back up to essentially right where I came into this area. And then there's a random guy right here. And then again, as we've stressed that anything you see you eventually go to, we are going to pass by all of these buildings. And if you look down, we are eventually going to go down there where that grass is.
In the future time.
In the future time. And then here's some more foreshadowing. Our first look at a giant flying lizard thing. Ah!
Oh! Stumble.
And then once again, enemy placement here. We have an enemy right there, an enemy on the stairs, an enemy behind that barricade, and then we have an archer up top that we can't reach that's going to be attacking us.
So the
whole
first
time.
time you play, that's actually quite a death trap. But of course we know to back out a bit and not be in the death trap. And that dragon, by the way, is actually a wyvern, sort of drake thing. It's not an actual everlasting dragon like we saw in the opening video. They all dead.
I'll accept one.
Allegedly. He might be lying to us too, Deprava. Everyone else in this damn game is.
Everyone else in this game is lying to us. Why shouldn't he?
Why not the little baby dragon? Are you an everlasting dragon? Yeah, dude. Want to join the covenant?
Oh, hello there. Got kicked, damn it. 5.
The spear guys are annoying because they never attack you, so it takes forever to lower their guard.
And then here we meet
this is another example of throughout the game we meet other undead in various states of madness.
I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
And this is a guy who giggles crazily.
Yeah, and then here's also where we learn that souls are not just XP, they are the currency of this world.
Because the dollar's just real weak right now. So.
Oh, somebody's invading.
Yes.
What a waste of time.
Time to die.
Dark Spirit Tree of Aoife.
Time for the Tree of Aoife. Where do people come up with these names?
I don't know.
I hope he kills you.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, there
Don't get the resident, just kill him. You'll get the residence key for free.
Oh, I will?
Yeah. Well,
I've never been quite sure about what
Why are you chasing him?
to backstab
Don't
him.
let him dictate the fight.
Really? He's like level 60. mean, no, he's probably level several hundred.
Yeah, and see, he dragged you to his enemies. Don't fall into his traps. Oh, he's got Ornstein Spear.
So he does.
It's a shitty weapon. I tried role-playing as Ornstein in a game, and it's just a useless weapon. He's really going all out to hit you. 22.
I'm a true hero.
He's battling a mosquito, basically.
Well played. I love how he's like bragging. It's like, dude,
He's
you're
like,
level...
what? Come at me, bro. Come at me,
It's
bro.
like, he's level 120 versus a level, like, 12.
The best is, like, one time I invaded a guy, and there were 3 people waiting there. And, like, they ambushed me and killed me, and then they bowed to me, like, in honor. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you just 3v1 me. Why are you bowing to me now? Like, assholes.
Yeah, and now I'm just running past these guys because I don't care.
Also, yeah, the irony is not lost to me that I'm the invaded them and I call them an asshole.
Yeah.
But there were 3 of them. They were waiting, like, to trap people who were invading. Yeah, the multiplayer in this game is really interesting because it's all about invading to either help or hurt people. And so, as I said, you run into ones where you try to invade and it's like 3 level 100 people waiting to ambush you. Like, it takes on very interesting shapes.
I wonder what level he actually was, because normally there's a range where if you're a certain level, then only people up to a certain level can invade you.
That sounds like something you made up.
That might be something I made up to make myself feel worse, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can just invade whoever.
Oh, whoa, really early on that parry.
I like how whenever you mention about things that happen in the game, I find out half a minute what you're talking about.
One day you might know.
You should rest at this bonfire,
I will.
but not today.
Not right now. Have to recover my souls.
I see what you're doing. You're delaying becoming human again
No.
so that you don't die. I see your tricks. Mr. Tricky Kittrell.
Oh, or I just die right here.
That's also a possibility.
Except I didn't.
Well, I'm gonna find out in about half a minute. Sure didn't.
One day you'll know. Oh, then here's my recovery.
But yeah, this merchant here, if you kill him, you get the Uchigatana and the key.
Yeah, I can never remember if you can get the key.
You sure
'Cause
can, boss.
normally I just get the bottomless box.
But you might want to buy the bow from him so that you can get the Drake
Yeah.
Sword.
Even though I never use it.
Well, for the nubs, it's helpful.
And now I can't afford it.
Hey, what?
Because you bought the bottomless box.
Yeah, let me
Just
see if
kill
I
him.
have any souls. Oh, I do have souls. I guess we could show how to get the Drake Sword, and I can use it for a little while.
I mean, it's kind of helpful. Like, to defeat the Bell Gargoyles, it's pretty useful. The first time. That's another one that when you first fight it, it's such a difficult fight. And then when you do it, you learn how to do it, it's not bad at all.
Yeah. Let's see here. Short bow. And then... large arrow. Wait, no, I just get standard. And you get about 50 of them. That's
Thank
usually
you,
enough.
Cut.
Now kill him.
Oh, right, right. I completely
Get the
forgot.
Uchigatana.
I completely forgot. I could probably wield the Uchigatana too. I might not have the strength.
The Uchigatana. That's how you pronounce it in Japanese.
Gone mad, have you? You lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia! Why me?
I don't think he has the stats to wield that thing.
Apparently not. He just has the stats to stand and get hit.
And get whacked. I think this game is also interesting in that a lot of the nitty-gritty of the combat mechanics is never explained. Like, most games go out of their way to try and, like, explain every minute detail of how their game works.
Well, the combat mechanics is like 2 things.
Well, no, actually, there's a lot of hidden stuff that, again, they don't tell you. Like the idea of,
They tell you how to parry, right? Like, isn't it written down on the ground?
Well, yeah, no, but the idea of rebound damage versus counter damage. Where if you block an enemy and they rebound off your shield, they take bonus damage the next time. Or counter damage, where if you hit an enemy in the middle of its attack, then it deals bonus damage. Or the idea of hit quality, which I only just learned about recently, where, you know, when you swing, where you hit the enemy in your swing determines how much damage it does. Where if you hit the enemy at the beginning or end of your swing, it does less damage than if you hit them, like, right in the middle of it.
Yeah, I knew all that.
Yeah.
I just didn't mention it because I knew it.
I know.
That's why I didn't do it.
I knew that you knew it. But yeah, that's what I mean by a lot of stuff that's in the game that they don't even mention. And then, now, here you go, I'm human again.
Okay.
For your
Deprava, can we take a break? Because I'm going to go get my lunch.
Okay. Do we want to call this episode then?
Yeah, let's just stop this episode here, and then we can do the rest of Undeadburg next time.
Alright, sounds good.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the first part of Dark Souls. See you next time.
Indeed, you already saw me die more than once, and you saw me invaded, so we're moving right on up there.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.